What's up, y'all? Will Turbo here. Second video of the day. I should have some more interesting videos for you tomorrow. I mean, this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet here. This is an article, local article here out of WPRI. As you can see, this is 3 hours ago by Sarah Dorian, March 18th, 2019. And woman sues women and infants for allegedly storing frozen embryo for years. So, this is a headline on PRI. Woman sues woman infants for allegedly storing their embryo for years. And this is without her knowledge. They didn't think that they had her embryo anymore. Her and her husband, they tried to conceive, and it didn't happen. And they would have said, hey, let's try to conceive. She actually said if had they known that they still had their eggs, they would have tried to conceive again. So, this woman is suing women and infants for storing frozen embryos for years. So it got me thinking about something that I was hearing about earlier, which is the global DNA database. And I was like, so basically there was a woman that was killed somewhere in Norway, I think it's Bergen, Norway. And she went missing and she didn't have her she was burned. There was no way of identifying her whatsoever. And so they used the global DNA database to try and locate this woman and figure out who she was. First of all, how is there a global DNA database? Who started that? How do they collect samples? How do they keep it? How is this real? How is this real? And we've already seen how these Ancestry.com and other things have been used to persecute criminals by their DNA. And the last thing I want to say is, how the hell do we know who we're sending our DNA to? You know, for a while I was like, oh, I would never do that. How do you know they're not going to have a new clone of Will out there or some random thing? And then I was like, well, they probably already have my DNA anyway. They've taken my blood. But there's a global DNA database. That's really scary. That should give you pause for concern, because they've been talking about potentially cloning people, and even MIT Technology Review talks about human-animal chimeras going back very, very long amounts of time. This is all accepted. So, and there was even an article, I believe in the New York Times, someone can correct me if I'm wrong here, but find the article, but there was one mainstream journalist who emailed his DNA to all these major companies like Ancestry and 23andMe and all those different companies. And his results came back and they were all different. So you can't trust those results. And there's a global DNA database that has all of our DNA. God only knows what the hell they're doing with that. And now, here locally, in Rhode Island, you've got a woman suing women and infants for storing her frozen embryo for years against her knowledge and against her will. So, I mean, what's going to be your line in the sand? Are they going to have to come microchip us, take our guns away, take your children away from DCOIF or with the Vatican? I don't know. But they're storing people's embryos. They're storing people's DNA. And God only knows what they have. And I think it's very, very scary. And I think that unless we do something peaceful about it, it's going to continue to occur. Anyways, this is Will signing off. I hope that I at least cause you to think. That's my overall goal here, to think and use the Socratic method. That's my main goal here, and so I hope I did that, and I will hopefully, God willing, be giving you guys some reports from the road tomorrow in some very interesting locations, so stay tuned for that. Either way, God bless, Godspeed, good night, peace.